Welcome to our journey through time as we unravel the history and impact of the National Football League. Today, we're diving headfirst into the thrilling world of American football, a game that's more than just a sport. It's a legacy, a culture, a way of life that has shaped and been shaped by generations. From its humble beginnings in the early 20th century to becoming an international phenomenon, the NFL has indeed come a long way. And there's so much to explore. The milestones, the rule changes, the iconic moments that have left an indelible mark on the sands of time. We'll also examine the cultural significance of the NFL in American society and its influence on popular culture. And of course, we'll bring you up to speed with the current state of the NFL. So buckle up, folks. Join us on this ride as we delve into the thrilling world of the NFL. The year was 1920, and a new league was born, destined to become an integral part of American culture. In the heartland of Canton, Ohio, an idea began to take shape. Representatives from 4 Midwest football powerhouses held a meeting, and there, on September 17th, the American Professional Football Association was born. This was a humble beginning, a gathering of 11 teams, mostly from the Midwest. Little did they know, this league would lay the foundation for what we now know as the National Football League, or the NFL. The early days were a far cry from the spectacle we see today. It was a time before the Super Bowl, before the bright lights and packed stadiums, but it was the start of something special. In its inaugural season, the league consisted of 14 teams, a stark contrast to the 32 we see today. The first game ever held under the APFA banner took place in Dayton, Ohio, with the Dayton Triangles triumphing over the Columbus Panhandles. But the league was still finding its feet. Players still held day jobs, and games were often played on fields with no boundary lines. In 1922, the league was renamed the National Football League, a name that has stuck ever since. These were the formative years, a time of growth and change. The NFL introduced player contracts and made the forward pass a fundamental part of the game, forever changing the way football was played. By the 30s, the league began to gain traction. It started to draw larger crowds, and the game became more professional. The first NFL draft was held in 1936, introducing a new way for teams to acquire talent, and adding another layer of strategy to the game. However, it wasn't until the 40s and 50s that the league truly began to flourish. Teams like the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, and New York Giants emerged as powerhouses, creating rivalries that continue to this day. And so, the NFL was up and running, setting the stage for a sporting revolution. As the NFL grew, so did the game itself, evolving in ways that would redefine football. From its inception, the NFL has seen a myriad of changes, both subtle and monumental. The first significant transformation was the introduction of the forward pass in the early 20th century. This was a game changer, literally shifting the focus from brute strength to strategy and precision. Over the years, a number of rule changes were implemented to enhance the safety of players. These included stricter regulations on tackling and the introduction of protective gear, such as helmets and shoulder pads. Innovation in gameplay was another key aspect of the NFL's evolution. The game transitioned from a run-dominated sport to a pass-heavy spectacle. The rise of the West Coast offense, popularized in the 80s, exemplified this shift, emphasizing shorter horizontal passes to control the ball and the clock. The impact of technology on the sport cannot be overstated. From the advent of instant replay to the use of analytics, technology has transformed the way football is played, coached, and even watched. Instant replay, introduced in the late 70s, brought a new level of accuracy to officiating, while analytics has changed the approach to game planning and player evaluation. Even the football itself underwent changes. From the roundish rugby-style ball in the early days to the sleek, aerodynamic design of today, the evolution of the football reflects the changing nature of the sport itself. The introduction of artificial turf in the 60s was another significant change, affecting everything from the speed of the game to player injuries. And let's not forget the revolutionary impact of stadium design, with modern arenas becoming architectural marvels and cultural landmarks. Through all these changes, the essence of the game remained, and football only grew in popularity. The NFL's ability to adapt and evolve is a testament to its enduring appeal and its role in shaping the American sports landscape. As we look to the future, we can only imagine what the next evolution of this great game will bring. The NFL, however, was not just a league anymore. It was becoming a phenomenon that permeated every facet of American culture. As the popularity of the sport grew, so did its influence. It began to seep into other forms of entertainment, leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. Music was one of the first to feel the impact. Lyrics started to reference teams, players, and the game itself. Players became celebrities, their influence transcending the sport. They made appearances in music videos, and some even launched successful music careers of their own. The NFL and music became intertwined, each amplifying the other's reach. Movies and television weren't far behind. Football-themed films and TV shows began to proliferate, from dramas that explored the personal lives and struggles of players to comedies that leveraged the lighter side of the sport. The NFL was no longer confined to sports channels. It was now a staple of mainstream media. Fashion too was swept up in the NFL wave. Team jerseys became a common sight, not just in stadiums but on streets, in schools, and in homes. The NFL's logo and team emblems were emblazoned on everything from caps to shoes, transforming everyday clothing into symbols of loyalty and fandom. But perhaps the most significant cultural impact of the NFL came in the form of the Super Bowl. What started as a championship game evolved into a cultural event, a de facto national holiday. It's not just about the game anymore, but the halftime show, the commercials, the parties. It's a spectacle that brings together fans and non-fans alike, a testament to the NFL's widespread appeal. From music to movies, from fashion to festivities, the NFL's influence extends far beyond the football field. It's a cultural phenomenon, a unifying force that brings people together, regardless of their backgrounds or beliefs. The NFL had etched itself into the heart of American culture, a testament to its enduring appeal. Fast forward to the present, the NFL stands as a global sporting powerhouse. With more than 3 decades of growth and evolution under its belt, the NFL today is a far cry from its humble beginnings. Let's start with the basics. The league now boasts an impressive 32 teams, divided evenly across 2 conferences, the National Football Conference and the American Football Conference. Each of these conferences is further divided into 4 divisions, each hosting 4 teams. The structure of the league ensures a balanced and competitive gameplay throughout the season, leading up to the much-anticipated Super Bowl. But the NFL isn't just an American phenomenon. The sport's appeal has crossed borders, with a growing fan base in countries all over the world. Regular season games have been played in London and Mexico City, and the league's international series has further boosted its global popularity. The NFL's reach extends beyond the field too. It's become a major player in the entertainment industry, with the Super Bowl halftime show attracting some of the biggest names in music. It's also made significant strides in technology, with innovations like the use of instant replay and advanced analytics changing the way the game is played and watched. In recent years, the NFL has seen a shift toward a more pass-oriented game, with teams relying heavily on their quarterbacks. This trend, along with rule changes aimed at protecting players, particularly quarterbacks, from injury, have led to record-breaking offensive performances. The league has also made strides in promoting diversity and inclusion, with more women and people of color in leadership roles than ever before. And while there's still work to be done, these developments are a promising step toward a more inclusive NFL. Off the field, players are using their platform to advocate for social justice, making waves in the greater cultural conversation, and reminding us that they're not just athletes, but also influential figures in society. The NFL, a century after its inception, continues to captivate millions around the world. Our journey through the history and impact of the NFL has been a thrilling ride. We've explored the league's humble beginnings, its evolution into a dynamic, ever-changing sport, and its undeniable influence on American culture. We delved into how the rules, gameplay, and technology have morphed over the years, adding layers of complexity and excitement to the game. We also shone a light on the NFL's cultural significance, highlighting how it's woven into the fabric of popular culture, from music and movies to fashion and beyond. And finally, we took a snapshot of the NFL today, a global phenomenon with a fan base that spans continents. It's a testament to the power of sports, how a simple game can unite people, create shared memories, and inspire generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, keep the sporting spirit alive.